June 26th, 2000. The Vatican finally opens the envelope. The Third Secret of Fatima, the most feared document in Catholic history, is finally revealed. For decades, people whispered, nuclear war, a dead pope, Satan inside the church. Then the words appeared, a bishop in white, a ruined city, martyrs, blood, angels beneath the cross. The mystery was supposed to end there. It didn't, because the real question was never about the vision. It was about what they chose not to explain. This is the theory of the missing text. Not a second vision, not another long manuscript, but allegedly a short page. A page where Our Lady herself explained what the vision meant. A page, according to some claims, that may have spoken not only of persecution from outside the church, but of collapse inside it. A great apostasy, a massive falling away from the Catholic faith, confusion among clergy, darkness entering sacred places, and, in the most disturbing version of the claim, Satan infiltrating the church itself. To be clear, the Vatican has denied this. The official position is that the full Third Secret was published in 2000 and that Sister Lucia confirmed it. But the controversy survived because the question was never only about the text. It was about silence. People weren't just expecting war, they were expecting a warning about something worse. A crisis not from outside the church, from within. Cardinal Oddi said it plainly. The secret wasn't about Gorbachev, it was about apostasy. And then there were Paul VI's words, 1972, unprompted, haunting. Through some crack, the smoke of Satan has entered the temple of God. He never mentioned Fatima, but it sounded exactly like Fatima. Here's where it gets dangerous. The Vatican published a vision, symbols, martyrs, a bishop in white. Ratzinger called it history, the 20th century, the attack on John Paul II, case closed. Except it wasn't. Because what people suspect isn't about the vision, it's about a missing page, a separate text. Mary speaking in plain words, not symbols, about apostasy, deception, Satan's influence at the top. Never proven, never disproven. And the vision they published? It reads like an image with no caption, a nightmare with no final line, a warning that stops right before the point. If this matters to you, subscribe, because this isn't history. This is happening right now. Think about Sister Lucia, a child in 1917, a nun kept in silence for decades, a woman who watched communism rise, a world war burn, a pope almost die, and still outlived almost everyone. And when the secret was finally revealed, the world still argued about what she wrote. Did she write only the vision, or did she write something else, and someone removed it? Here is the tension nobody wants to sit with. The most serious version of this theory isn't about curiosity, it's about survival. Not a bomb, not a war, not a political system. The greatest danger was losing the faith from the inside. A church that still had buildings, rituals, titles, ceremonies, but fewer souls truly converted. A world that still said the word God, but no longer feared offending him. A people who wanted prophecy, but not penance. And here's why this grips people so deeply. Even if the missing page is never found, the fear it describes feels familiar. Look around. Empty churches, confused believers, scandals without consequence, division without resolution, reverence treated like weakness, something sacred weakened from within. Maybe the missing page was never hidden. Maybe it's being written every single day. But here's the danger nobody mentions. Fatima was never given so people could chase sealed envelopes. It was given for conversion, prayer, penance, the rosary, a return to Jesus Christ before it's too late. If the missing page exists, it doesn't replace that message. It makes it more urgent. And if it doesn't exist, the warning is still real. Because apostasy doesn't need a secret document to be visible. A soul falls away silently. A family stops praying gradually. A church loses reverence one small compromise at a time. A civilization forgets God while still using his name. So maybe the real question was never about the missing page. Maybe the real question is why so many Catholics were ready to believe it existed. Why did apostasy inside the church feel so plausible? Why did Satan entered the church sound not impossible, but terrifyingly familiar? The Vatican says the secret was revealed. Others say something was withheld. History may never settle it, but Fatima is still asking the same thing it asked in 1917. Don't wait for the world to collapse before you convert. Don't wait for the final document before returning to God. The missing text may remain disputed, but the warning is not missing. It never was. What we do with it, that part belongs to us.